ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। व्यासस्मरणम्। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। शिव प्रार्थना। ॐ नमस्तेऽस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। रामस्मरणम्। ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदाम् अलोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। ओम श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्नेभ्यो नमः। श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। अथ अध्यात्म रामायण माहात्म्यांतर्गत श्रीराम श्री सांब सदाशिव श्री अध्यात्म रामायण दक्षिणामूर्ति भगवतः प्रणाम नमस्कार मंत्राः। ओम रामं विश्वमयं वन्दे रामं वन्दे रघोद्वहं रामं विप्रवरं वन्दे रामं श्यामाग्रजं भजे। यस्य वागं श्रुतश्चूतं रम्यं रामायणामृतं शैलजासेवितं वन्दे तं शिवं सोमरूपिणं सच्चिदानन्दसन्दोहं भक्तिभूतिविभूषणं पूर्णानन्दमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं शङ्करं स्वयम् अज्ञानध्वान्तसंहर्त्री ज्ञानालोकविलासिनी चन्द्रचूडवचश्चन्द्र चन्द्रिकेयं विराजते। जयति रघुवंशतिलकः कौसल्यानन्दिवर्धनो रामः दशवदनरत्निधनकारी दाशरथिः पुण्डरीकाक्षः। अप्रमेयत्रयातीत निर्मलज्ञानमूर्तये मनोगिरां विदुराय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अथ श्रीमद् ब्रह्मांड पुराणांतर्गत श्रीमद् अध्यात्म रामायणांतर्गत बालकांडः प्रथमः सर्गः श्रीराम हृदय प्रसंगः। प्रार्थना श्लोकाः। ओम यः पृथ्वी भरवारणाय दिविजैः सम्प्रार्थितश्चिन्मयः सञ्जातः पृथिवीतले रविकुले माया मनुष्यो व्ययः निश्चक्रं हतराक्षसः पुनरगात् ब्रह्मत्वमाद्यं स्थिरां कीर्तिं पापहरां विधाय जगतां तं जानकीशं भजे। विश्वोद्भवस्थितिलयादिषु हेतुमेकं मायाश्रयं विगतमायमचिन्त्यमूर्तिम् आनन्दसान्द्रमबलं निजबोधरूपं सीतापतिं विदिततत्त्वमहं नमामि। पठन्ति ये नित्यमनन्यचेतसः शृण्वन्ति चाध्यात्मिकसंज्ञितं शुभं रामायणं सर्वपुराणसम्मतं निर्धूतपापाहरिमेव यान्ति ते। अध्यात्मरामायणमेव नित्यं पठेद्यदिच्छेद्भवबन्धमुक्तिं गवां सहस्रायुतकोटिदानात् फलं लभेद्यः शृणुयात् स नित्यं। पुरारिगिरिसम्भूता श्रीरामार्णवसङ्गता अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम् अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम्। Having saluted Bhagavan Shankara, Rama, Vyasa and all the Adhyatma Ramayana Acharyas, We are in Adhyatma Ramayanam, BALA KANDAM, Prathama SARGA. This is called as SHRI Rama HRUDAYAM, which says what is Rama in his essential nature, who is none other than the Veda Vedya, Parabrahma, and Hrudaya Atma Vedya, Parama Atma. So, वेदों में जिनको ब्रह्म कहते हैं, जिनको विश्वव्याप्त पर ब्रह्म कहते हैं, the one who is in the heart of everyone, जिनको परम आत्मा कहते हैं, that itself is Rama. This we have to intellectually get convinced through all logics and experience through the meditation. Then we reach what we have to reach. Our journey completes. We reach our destination. Okay? Now how Bhagavan Rama started his teaching to Hanumanji? He gave simple. This topic of Adhyatma Ramayana, Rama Hrudayam, Sri Rama's teaching to Hanuman. They are not so difficult at all in listening and understanding. The difficulty is only in remembering that knowledge and becoming convinced about that knowledge, practicing that knowledge to experience the ultimate truth. That is where all the time is taken. And what Guru can do is only this. He gives us information intellectual. Getting convinced, getting inspired, getting into sadhana, getting into experience, getting established in that, all of that are our jobs. Never ever there should be any ambiguity. Okay. Now, what are the three akashas? The Mahakasha, Jala Avachinna Akasha. Okay. Third one is Jala Gata Pratibimba Akasha. Akasha Pratibimba. So, Akashasya yatha bhedah trivido drishyate mahan jalashayi mahakashaha tad avachinna eva hi pratibimbakyam param drishyate trividhannavah. Did you experiment yesterday in your glass of water or balti? I told you. I have experimented. So, buddhyavachinna chaitanyam ekam purnam athaparam avasah tu param bimba bhutameva tridha chitihi. Your conscious self only at three levels. One is like the Mahakasha is called as Purna Chaitanya. So Jalachivanna Avachinna Akasha is the Atma Chaitanya when it is in every of the Jiva, totally overpowering or permeating or spreading all over the Jiva. Then what is the Jalagata Akasha Pratibimba? In this Jiva, when he has got all the Upadhis, in that Antakarana Upadhi, when the Chaitanya Paramatma's Pratibimba comes as the ability to know. With the ability to know, that Ahamvritti becomes knower. Ability to know. Then that ability to know, like ability to drive, is not enough. Car also is required. Then only I sit on the car, in the car drive. So ability to know is not sufficient. The instrument to know is required. That's called buddhi. Along with the knowing, he'll have the ability to feel. Further, the mana. He has got ability to perceive. Further, the indriyas. So this intellect में प्रतिबिंबित अहम चिदाभास से तादात्म्य अहम में ये three abilities के कारण ये three उपाधियां आ गए. Now I have the ability, I have the instruments, but I have the ability to drive, I have the car. But if I am in a jungle, I can't. I need a road in which car can be driven. Is it not? I have a ship, but there is no river or ocean. It can be a ship matchbox. So you need the field also. Therefore, for the intellect which can think, there are the thoughts. For the mind which can feel, there are emotions. For the senses which can perceive, there are the objects. Clear? This aham, which aham now? I am simultaneously aham vritti, and in that the chit is expressing a chidabhasa. The chidabhasa expressing in aham vritti is the ability of knowing. Like the electricity expressing through filament is light. Electricity expressing through the dynamo is the motion, fan. Electricity through the refrigerators, whatever the equipment, is cooling effect. In the heat, heating effect. एक ही इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, उपाधि के अनुसार जैसा वो काम करता है. In the same way, the reflected consciousness in the buddhi becomes knower. Reflected consciousness in the aham becomes owner. Reflected consciousness in the mana becomes feeler. Reflected consciousness or consciousness reflects in the senses as perceiver. Pure consciousness never perceives. Pure consciousness never feels. Pure consciousness never thinks. Pure consciousness never becomes a doer or enjoyer. Pure electricity never has light in itself, never has movement in it like a fan. Through the upadhi, a peculiar happening happens there. Of the light grown or the fan moving, etc. In the same way, if I am saying I am now, which is I am here is saying, if we can really deeply contemplate the Dosha Viveka, Viveks, all these texts help us in that thing. In me, all the Upadhi Tadatmyas are there. And Upadhi, who is having the Tadatmyam? Remember, there is one Sakshi Chaitanya already is there, who is not Tadatmya with any of the Upadhi. Other than Sakshi Chaitanya, there is Aham is there. What is this Aham? When you don't think about him, he is there. Identify the every Upadhi. When you think about him, he is not there. This is called as Aham. This is what in the next 5-6 slokas of Bhagavat Puranam we are going to study. Excellent topic it is. You're all lucky if you come to those classes. Tomorrow onwards, we will see that. Very beautiful. Those 7-8 next slokas in the 20th chapter of Bhagavatam, they talk about this topic. Very, very good. When you don't think, there is a snake. When you think, there's no snake. What is there is rope only. Don't think, there is a jiva. When you think and contemplate, what is there is self only. Non-thinking, aviveka, creates the jiva and upadhi and samsara. Thinking eliminates jiva, there is no upadhi, no samsara. That's why many times when we suffer with the friend, suddenly we get a thought, this stupid fellow say, "Main kyun suffer ho jao?" Immediately you cut off the relation, all suffer is gone. Suffering is gone. So the suffering jiva was because of my conditioning with that stupid fellow as a friend. काट दिया उसको, दुख खत्म. ज्यादा हिम्मत वाले जल्दी कर देते हैं. जो सेंटिमेंटल इमोशनल टाइप, दे आर नॉट एबल टू कट. वो तोड़ेंगे जोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे जोड़ेंगे. जब तोड़ते हैं खुश होते हैं, जब जोड़ते हैं फिर से सफर होते हैं. Sentimental emotional type, they are maximum in the world. They suffer long, very ruthlessly once for all. Those who cut, they don't suffer. They know it. Okay, bas khat. Such people cut that relation with the guru but not with the world. Like some of our people stop coming to class. Three: Mahakasha, Jalavachina Agasha, Jala Pratibimba Akasha. So Paramatma, then Atma, then Chit Pratibimba Jivatma. तीन हो गए. Then you have to do your own work of thinking to remove that vagueness and get the clear understanding. Now, what is samsara? Bhagavan says. And it is because of aviveka. Bhagavan is giving viveka so that the samsara goes away. To Hanumanji is telling to all of us through him. Ki, listen the mantra 47. Sabhasa buddhe kartrutvam avichinne vikariणी साक्षिण्यारोप्यते भ्रांत्या जीवत्वं च तथा अबुधैः. Abudhaihi is avivekinah of Bhagavata. The non-discriminating, non-contemplative, non-meditating people, because they never went to Vedanta Shravanam, they never have the data, therefore they cannot do this deep contemplation. To such people, in which we are also included, what happens is the buddhi avachinna, buddhi pratibimba chaitanya yukta jiva. In him there is a kartrutva. In him there is a bhoktrutva. Not in the pure Atma, me. The pure Atma is Sakshi. So, That buddhi avachinna, बुद्धि प्रतिबिंब चैतन्य युक्त जीव जो है ना, his कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व are superimposed in the chaitanya atma. When he say this sentence, you have to become subjective little, then only you'll understand. Means what? Here what's happening? See the very sublime thing, very hairline. What do you say? Hairline difference only is there. Aryapa, ittunami. Like every accident is hairline only. That much if you have saved, you are safe. That much you are negligent, you are lost. थोड़ा सा घुमा दिया स्टीयरिंग, बच जाते. नहीं कर पाए हम वक्त पे, कलवर्टर को मार दिया, मर गए. You understand? Only this much. This much only. What is that? Listen carefully. Very attentive. Absolutely. It is only because of aviveka, interchange of identity happened. What is interchange of identity? I am the Sakshi Chaitanya actually. Jiva is unreal mithya. What I have done now? The unreal mithya jiva who is playing the role of reality as if becoming karta and bhokta, that I am putting on myself. This is whole samsara. Just remove that garb, you are liberated. Therefore, that knowledge where Aham Satchidananda Atma Brahma Asmi, there is no greater redeeming knowledge than this. Any guru who gives this knowledge is the best of the guru. Any satsanga, any shastra. And any disciple who listens this more sincerely, seriously, he is the luckiest person of the whole universe. Clear? So, this is the viveka you have to do. अभी क्या हो रहा है यहाँ कि actually self alone is there, jiva is not there. About the self don't have knowledge. Therefore, jiva has come. Now, jiva, for whatever the reason of maya vasana, is doing sankalpa vikalpa and he is doing the karma, he is going through the karma phala bhoga. उसको हम अपने सर में अब डाल रहे, डालकर संसारी हो गए. Now we have to do what? The kartrutva and bhoktrutva which belong to jiva, to that we have to become sakshi. Because actually I am a sakshi. Therefore what to do? First, reduce kartrutva, bhoktrutva. Totally later drop the kartrutva, bhoktrutva. How? By becoming sakshi. ये मजेदार तमाशा है ये. When you remain as sakshi, there is no karta bhokta. When you don't remain as sakshi, you only become karta bhokta. Karta bhokta is the samsari, sakshis are liberated. And for both of the things, every moment there is a choice. And through lot of practice, by remaining as Sakshi, I have to stop. I have to stop the superimposition of the Kartrutva Bhoktrutva, which belongs to the pseudo Jiva, to fall on me. I have to stop the superimposition of Jiva's Kartrutva Bhoktrutva on me. I have to stop this superimposition. How do you stop? Only by remaining as witness or Sakshi. मैं साक्षी हूँ, मैं साक्षी हूँ, मैं. Before that Sakshi, I am a Drashta. Before Drashta, I am a selfless worker in the world. Before that, I am a righteous person. Before that, I am working for my selfishness. Before that, I am a criminal, where I am destroying others for my selfishness. From this side, I will tell you, मेरे स्वार्थ के लिए सबको तबाह करने वाले दुष्ट राक्षस के दृष्टि से स्थिति से मुझे मेरे पैर पे खड़े होने वाला बनना है. After I stand on my own feet, then I start serving, helping others. After doing that, helping others and serving all, then comes the next stage of I become only the drashta of whatever is happening around. Then only I become Sakshi. Then I know that Sakshi is Chaitanya Swarupa. Without this way, I come, without coming away from the extreme criminal selfishness to extreme selfless sadhutva of serving the world, I will not get the permission, license to develop the drashta bhava. याद रखना इसको. After the Drashta only, I become Sakshi. After Sakshi only, the nature of Sakshi is Satchidananda. And that is it not? Like in a shop, the 10 dresses are put. You see all the 10. Among them, you choose one and you suffer or enjoy because of that. In the same way, you can be Chaitanya Atma, you can be a Sakshi, you can be a Drashta, you can be the identified fellow with the Upadhi, you can be Karta Bhokta. So many dresses are displayed. With whatever you buy, you get that Sukha Dukkha. But in that, once you come to the Drashta level, Sukha Dukkha get reduced. You only become Onlooker. When you become Sakshi level, much more you become feel the freedom. That Sakshi's nature is Chaitanya when it is discovered. Chaitanya Atma alone is there. There is nothing other than that in the world. Mukti. Choice is ours. नहीं समझ में आया तो समझो, बार बार सुनो तो समझ में आएगा. Is it not? That is why Nirantara Shravanam, Nirantara Mananam alone gives clear understanding. After clear understanding only anybody can do sadhana. Therefore, if any one of us are not doing sadhana, there is nothing criminal or negative about it that we have not understood. So the mistake there is till understanding happens, we have to regularly listen and do manana of these aspects. Therefore, asabhasa buddhehe. Okay, buddhi means your ahamvrutti. Sabhasa means in which Chaitanya Atma is reflected, after which that buddhi has become Chaitanya Abhasa Yukta, in which there is ability to do the karma and get the phala through the mana buddhi, mana chitta ahankara ityadi. Mana buddhi chitta ityadi. Of that are the kartrutvam. Of that illuminated ahamvrutti with the reflection of that is the kartrutva. That is avichinne avikarini sakshini aropyate brantya. The superimposition of that jiva bhavas doership is superimposed on. The doership of that, enjoyership of that jiva bhava is superimposed on sakshi, who is avichinna and avikari. That is done because of bhranti. Therefore, that reflected consciousness oriented jiva, aham vritti, which has become jiva, as if taken to be as myself, whereas all the time I am sakshi. This, remember, a non-criminal, he is just accused and interrogated. Finally, it is proved that he is not criminal. Then he is baizat riha kar diya. Mind you, while the case is going on, also is not a criminal. Understood? In the same way, even though I am identifying the upadhi or jiva bhava is posed on me, still I am always a untouched atma, the avichinna avikari sakshi. I am always that. But that jiva bhava is superimposed on me. Vivek karo, तो बाइज्जत रिहा किया गया. Think in these lines again and again. Put it in this way, I am always sakshi. The nature of Sakshi is Chaitanya. Therefore, I am Chaitanya Swarupa. What is becoming to Chaitanya Swarupa is becoming Sakshi. What the Sakshi has become? Drashta. What has Drashta become? Karta Bhokta. Karta Bhokta suffers. And who is doing Karta Bhokta karma? Because karma to ho raha hai na. That aham in me, which is a dead matter actually, but in that the Chaitanya Atma reflected as the knowingness. That knowingness enlivened ahamvritti. That then knowing, feeling, doing, all that it gets the power, then uses the upadhi, through that it is getting bound. So on the deep seat of meditation, what happens as we saw in the Drisha Viveka? Remember, the vritti atmakata of the aham is given to the maya and dissolves. When the vritti atmakata aham is given to maya and dissolved, then in the vritti, the pratibimba also will not be there. When the pratibimba is not there, bimba is always there. Like the surya, then the water in the balti, then the reflection of that surya or chandra. Be careful about this example. This is called pratibimba bhava. That Surya reflected in the Balti is able to again reflect the room. Is it not when you focus that light? Now, if that reflection originally belongs to that Pratibimba Surya, appears that it belongs to, but its existence itself is not real, though appears. Why it is not real? Because it's not independent. How? Because it is depending on three factors. The Balti should be there, the water should be there, the original sun should be there. बिंब के बिना प्रतिबिंब बनता है क्या? But still, he gathers some special, as if a part of the ability of original sun, a little of, is to illuminate the room. You take the example of mirror or water. How clear, see, if you can contemplate on that example. Now imagine the water is removed from the Balti. What happened to Pratibimba? Gone away. Mind you, Pratibimba gone away of Surya or Chandra, but Surya and Chandra, they have not gone away. What is the fear? Fear is, अयो if the Pratibimba goes, क्या होगा उसका फिर जिंदगी नहीं है. अरे बिंबा always there. So too, the reflection of Chitta in the Ahamvritti as Chidabhasa. When the Ahamvritti is dissolved in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that Chidabhasa goes away. But Chitta always remains, no? And that is me. Be attentive. Thereafter, once I discover Chitta, in any number of Baltis I can reflect, but I know I am the real Surya. All these are my reflections. It's an entertainment. Mhm. Is it not? I know I am the conscious self. As the same self is through every of the Baltis of the bodies, in that the Ahamriti of the water, in that reflected as the reflected sun or moon called as the Jiva. Maja hai ye. Like the mirror house, I am one. In each of the mirror, I am reflected in so many forms. I am the Chaitanya Atma, which is all pervading, reflecting in each of the Upadhi, in this way or that way. Because of the medium of Upadhi, the reflection appears to be different. But I should not be carried away by the difference in the appearances. I may get entertained. Should not carry away. Why? Because it's not real. Reality is me only. That is why a person who enjoys the variety of reflections mirror never comes out of it. But the one who frightens, he comes out. And how is he able to enjoy it? He knows he is real. He is the real one who is untouched by any one of them. They are all unreal. The one who frightened and came back means what? He has saw the reflections and found thought that they are all real. यार डर लगा यार मैं टूट गया करके यार तू कैसे टूटेगा तू तो अटूट है in the mirror you are appearing to be tutti frutti because of the convexness concaveness and the mixture of those concave convex it's all very funny go to mirror house एक बार कहीं हाथ कटा रहेगा सर कटा रहेगा नाक टेढ़ा रहेगा and the head is here stomach is here legs are there. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, great example for understanding Vedanta. Now, what should be samsara? One Paramatma only, himself projected so many upadhis so that he is playing so many roles. One of them is me. I, instead of identify the upadhi, I can identify with him, then I get mukti from my upadhi yukta jiva bhava. Okay, thereafter, same upadhis will be given to me. Now I am a jivan mukta living through the upadhi without identifying with them. Earlier, I was identifying with them because my real self I was not identifying. Now I know I am real self. Then through the upadhi, without identification, I play. That's called jivan muktas jivanam. So, main thing is what? On this Sakshi, who is Avachinna, Avichinna and Avikari, the Avasa Buddhi's Kartrutva is superimposed. And the Kartrutva, both Krutva together is called Jiva Bhava, which belongs to whom? The Chit Pratibimba Yukta Ahamvrutti. Now there, Ahamvrutti along itself belongs to Maya, therefore it is not real. The Ahamvrutti itself is Maya. How can there be Chit Pratibimba? On the deepest inquiry, we can see these two also get dissolved. Then what remains is a conscious self. That's called Nirvikalpa Dhyana. That will be told in the next few shlokas. Okay? But very deep they are. भगवान का जो उपदेश है 6-7 श्लोकों में very engrossing and what you call fully attracting our attention if we can give in contemplation. Now let us see the next mantra. Abhasastu mrusha buddhihi avidya karyamuchyate avichinnam tu tadbrahma vichedastu vikalpataha. This is the $1 million shloka 48. In that only the reality is explained, and that reality we have to realize to get freed from the bondage. Beautiful shloka, pakka, was very clear, unambiguous, very beautiful. First I will explain, then we example explain करेंगे, फिर से बाद में उसी explanation में आएंगे. First shloka explanation, then example, then again shloka explanation, so that it becomes twice. First sentence, abhasaha tu mrusha. Pause there and first understand literal meaning. The reflection is unreal. Literal meaning pakad lo. Mrusha means non-existing or unreal, though it appears. Is it not? Like the reflection of my face in the mirror. Though it appears, it is unreal. Why is it unreal? Because with that mirror reflection, you can't do anything. Can you catch the reflection? Can you do anything with the reflection? दिख रहा है, दिखना फिर भी नहीं होना is called the appearance, called real. It's called as mursa. नहीं है लेकिन फिर भी दिख रहा है, इसको मृषा कहते. दिख रहा है लेकिन नहीं है. That is what is the Vedanta. Just because the world is seen, don't think that it is real. Just because the self is not seen, don't think it is not real. This understanding and this breakthrough is spirituality, which will not happen easily because of so much of impurity in us, fears in us. Don't have the spiritual stamina because we have not done sufficient puja, upasana, japa, guru seva, guru sharanagati. वो सब करने से मिलने वाला जो आध्यात्मिक शक्ति से ये विषय को हम एक्सेप्ट कर सकते. What is that? Thing is seen but still unreal. Thing is there but may not be seen. Abhasastu murusha. Understood? The reflection of sun or moon in the water or mirror, unreal. Because of two reasons. You can't do any interaction with that. Second is, it is not independent. Anything dependent on something else is unreal. Only self-dependent thing is real. That way self alone is self-dependent, therefore self alone is real. Everything depends on the self, therefore everything else is dependent, therefore that is unreal. This is another track of contemplation. ऐसे बातों को 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 बार सुनना है. That is why so many Upanishad study, because thing is same in every Upanishad. But when through every test Upanishad test, and the same thing is repeated, one day it clicks to us. I told you in the morning class also, what we are struggling is listening to the same thing so many times so that it clicks to us. Keep on listening, there is no other way. छोड़ दिया सुनना तो जो समझ में आया वो भी भूल जाएंगे. Back to samsara. If you want, continue. There's no obligation, there's no compulsion, there's no sentiment, there's emotion. If all of you want to leave this class saying, I am not able to understand Swamiji, I am very happy saying Ganpati Bappa Moria and eating the modak, go. First is understood, abhasah tu mrusha, appearing but not real. Second is buddhihi, The buddhi, the aham vritti, avidya karyam uchyate. It is the effect of avidya or maya, result of maya, karya of the maya. Avidya means maya. What is maya? It is actually not there in reality. देखो, दिस इज द वेदांत, जिसको पकड़ने के लिए अलग दिमाग चाहिए. पहले दिमाग चाहिए, कुछ अलग होना चाहिए. Again, I am pausing for you to convey the sentence with the meaningful words. All those words meaning and the sentence, if you catch, then what is said is understood. Then understood. Then what is the reality of that? You contemplate. Buddhi avidya karyam uchyate. Buddhi means aham vritti, in which the chit as expressed as chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is unreal. And कहाँ हुआ चिदाभास अहम वृत्ति में? Where from the aham vritti came? Avidya. Avidya means maya, ignorance. And that maya and ignorance will never stand when the self is known. When the self is not known as self, the ignorance of self is called maya. Maya is what? Non-real. From the non-real, the aham vritti is appearing. See the subtlety there. अविद्या का कार्य है अहम वृत्ति, जिसमें चित चिदाभास के रूप में व्यक्त हो रहा है. With that chidabhasa identified aham vritti is called as the jiva when he further identifies with sharira, mana, buddhi, indriyadi, prana. And it becomes more substantial, that jiva, in the waking plane when he identifies the vastu, vishaya, vyakti with so much of raga. इसका end नहीं है. Two things are told. Avasah tu mrusha, buddhi avidya karyam. This is the fact Bhagavan Rama is telling, which we have to sort out on the seat of contemplation followed by meditation. Third point. Third is what? Avichinnam tu tad Brahma. That Brahma, who is Sarva Vyapaka, is avichinna. Avichinna means is never limited or conditioned by anything which is there in it. Then vicheda tu vikalpataha. The vicheda, that the Brahma at the total level, Atma at the individual level, is only for the sake of facility it is imagined or talked like that. In the beginning it was told, no, Mahakasha, Jala, Avachinna Akasha, Jala Gata Pratibimba. So the Pratibimba is Mrusha. The Jala is Avidya Karyam. It is not there. Dono ho gaye? Jala Pratibimba. Now what is the Avachinna Akasha with the Jala? What is its relation with the total Akasha? Be attentive. Total Akasha can never be Avachinna by anything. Never. But the Avachinnata, saying a word, using a word, Jala Avachinna Akasha, is only to facilitate. What is the facilitation there? Shift our attention away from the Jala and Jalagata Akasha. Jala Pratibimba Akasha से हमारे attention को shift करने के लिए जला अवच्छिन्न आकाश की बात की गई. Otherwise, there is no two Akasha like Jala Avachinna Akasha and Mahakasha. There is no Atma and Brahma, two things. One alone is there, Sarva Vyapaka Brahma. But we are going through the samsara as a jiva. So for us to facilitate what? To detach our focus from the jiva bhava, I am told that there is an Atma in me. And then I am told that the Atma here is the Brahma everywhere. This Atma here is Brahma everywhere. Brahma expressing here as an Atma is only facility. There are no two things like that. What is the facility here? To shift your attention from the Upadhyukta Jiva Bhava to the Atma. Once you discover Him everywhere, that only, because to discover this, you have to withdraw from the Pratibimba as well as the Jala. अब जल नहीं है, प्रतिबिंब नहीं है, तो क्या हुआ फिर? जलावच्छिन्न आकाश जो हमेशा पूर्ण आकाश से समान था, एक ही होगा. सो अहम ब्रह्मास्मि विल कम. सो अहम देहोस्मि, अहम जीवोस्मि, अहम आत्मास्मि, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. अहम देहोस्मि is the जागृत अवस्था. अहम जीवोस्मि is चिद्गत, अहम वृत्तिगत चित् प्रतिबिंब. अहम आत्मास्मि is साक्षी चैतन्य. अहम ब्रह्मास्मि is This Sakshi alone is Chaitanya alone everywhere. It alone is there everywhere. In fact, everywhere the Chaitanya Atma is there is a wrong language. In the Chaitanya Atma only, everywhere named place, every time named time, every object named object are hanging. That Chaitanya is Sarva Vyapaka Satta. In that only Desha Kala, because Desha Kala Vastu and Vastu's Janma, modification, Maruna, ये सारा ड्रामा हो रहा है. नहीं होते हुए भी हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप देखना चाह रहे थे, देख रहे थे. आप देखना छोड़ दो, ओके, चाहत के साथ साथ वो दिखेगा ही नहीं. Like in those days of 1930s, 40s, every village has the stage place. People were there to see, therefore they were there. Now nobody is there to see, they are not there. Where from they came? They came from my desire to see. Where have they gone? How they have gone? I stopped desiring, it gone. Any market, na, when full demand, objects come. Nobody buys, it goes away. ग्रॉस वर्ल्ड में जैसा एग्जाम्पल है, सटल वर्ल्ड में भी ऐसा ही है. दैट इज व्हाट इन द अर्लियर भागवतम ध्यायतो विषयानस्य अर्थे अविद्यमानेपि संस्तुतिर्न निवर्तते अस्य जीवस्य विषयान् ध्यायतः स्वप्ने अनर्थागमो यथा एग्जाम्पल. सो अगेन आभास मृषा अनरियल. Then buddhi means ahamvriti, avidya karyam. Then the discussion or talk or difference about the Atma here, Brahma there, is only for the sake of language. The Paripurna Brahma never can be differentiated or divided into so many Atmas. Like the Akasha has no instrument to divide it except imagination. Like you can never use any instruments to divide the space into east, west, north or south. But you can imagine on that. Accordingly, your vyavahara goes on. कहाँ जा कैसे है उनका घर, सीधा आकर लेफ्ट ले लो, राइट ले लो. The left, right are not there in the space. They are imagined. East, west, north, south are not there in the space. They are imagined. First you say where sun is rising is east. First of all, sun himself is not rising. Earth is moving. Then opposite to that is west, then left is north, south, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. ये सारे concepts है, imagination है, projection on the space which has none of the directions. Is it not? In the same way, the infinite Paramatma or Parabrahma always is he so. He has never become one Atma per one Upadhi. It is imagined. That imagination again is to facilitate our withdrawal from our own upadhi, because of which we are suffering as jiva. Now, therefore, from the jiva bhava to coming to atma bhava, from the atma bhava, discovering this atma alone is Brahma everywhere, is the spiritual journey. Ham Brahmasmi, the meaning of that is that. See, Aham Dehosmi, or first of all, I am Swami Osmi. As a Swami, I am suffering. And where is the Swami? Aham Dehosmi. Where is the Deha? Aham Jivosmi. How to get Mukti? Aham Sakshi Chaitanya Atma Asmi. Then this Sakshi and Atma alone is Sarvavayapaka Brahma. Again and again, again and again, again and again, listen. Like when you started listening, it was so vague in the beginning. Now some months you have heard slowly, like that woodpecker, the thought is going inside. The thought, as deeply it goes, so it cuts the layers of either non-understandings or wrong understandings. कुछ चीजें हमको नहीं पता है, कुछ चीजों का गलत फहमी. आत्मा का नहीं पता है, अनात्मा का गलत फहमी है. वो सारे कटते जाते हैं. Keep on listening, contemplating. Keep on listening honestly, purely, deeply, sincerely, seriously. These words have become no meaning, meaningless, because every day we are listening to them. Clear? Abhasah tu murusha, buddhi avidya karyam, tad brahma avichinnam, vichedaha. That there is Atma and Brahma is vikalpataha. Only Vikalpa means only imagination. It never became. Paramatma never is an Atma. Paramatma Atma namak दो चीज कभी नहीं है. It's only Vikalpa is facilitation. Facility for my attention. Suddenly Brahma में नहीं जा सकता हूँ मैं. I am the Turiya Atma first, other than the Vishwata is a Prajna. This Turiya Atma is in Brahma. That is why in Mandukya also, Sarvam hi etat Brahma. Then I am Atma Brahma. Then Soyam Atma Chatushpat. See the sequence? Everything is Brahma. But that Brahma is Atma in me. That Atma is now the Stula Sukshma Karana Dehatadhatmya. Vishwata is a Prajna. That is what I am living now. So in the theory, now I am told from there I came here. Now in the practical sadhana, from the Stula Sukshma Karana, Deha Tadatma Yukta, Vishwata is a Prajna. I have to come to the level of Turiyatma. Then discover the Turiyatma alone is Brahma. How we do? These 2-3 mantras of the Agama Prakarana, first 2-3. ओमित्येतदक्षरमिदगं सर्वं तस्य उपव्याख्यानं भूतं भवद् भविष्यदिति सर्वम् ओंकार एव यच्चान्यत्रिकालातीतं तदप्योंकार एव सर्वं हि एतद् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म सोऽयमात्मा चतुष्पाथो. These are the $1 million more valuable than anything in the world, this wisdom. Same thing is spoken by Ramaji in this language. Now, all of them are not seen by the eyes or indriyas, not felt by the emotion or mind. They are all the knowledges gained through intellectual contemplation. Then that intellectual contemplation से मिला हुआ knowledge को meditation में we experience. What is the final experience? Aham Brahmasmi. So Aham Brahmasmi alone, Aham Atmasmi. Aham Atmasmi alone, Aham Jivosmi. Aham Jivosmi alone, Aham Dehosmi. Aham Devasmi alone, in the Jagrat, everything what I become and do. And all of them are unreal, uncalled for. Yet we hold on to them, therefore we suffer all the limitations. Therefore, one by one we have to trace back from the Jagat Samsari Asmi to Dehosmi, from that to Jivosmi, from that Atmasmi, from that Brahmasmi. कम से कम इन शब्दों को तो सुनो, दिमाग में जाने दो. Then work out on each of the things. Find the reality in them. Believe only when you are intellectually satisfied in its conviction. Then implement. This all takes the time. And which time? The time of regularly listening Shastra, regularly believing in words of Guru, regularly contemplating. नहीं तो नहीं दिमाग में चढ़ेगा. क्लियर? भूल जाता ही रहेंगे हम. Clear? Now, Aikya Jnanam Yadotpannam Mahavakyena Chatmanoho Tada Vidya Swakaryescha Nashyatyeva na samshayaha. Now, Swamiji, where to do sadhana from? Means Aikya Jnanam Yada Utpannam. When the Atma, Paramatma, Aikya Jnanam, when intellectually and on the seat of meditation, experientially is born. Then what happens? The avidya along with its karya, nashyati, goes away. Please remember, very good example. You cannot do anything with the snake. It will never give you result. Though it is seen, because it is unreal. What you have to do is, on the strength of the words given by the one who has seen the rope as rope, you have to put your effort to see the rope. As I told you the other day, by some effort, if you remove the snake, a hose pipe will come there. If you remove the hose pipe, a garland will come there. If you remove the garland, a bhuchidra will come there. So, one after the other imagination will continue. How to eliminate all those imaginations? Only one way. All those projections. How to remove? When you know the rope as rope. Is it not? So too, when I discover the self as self, then only the possibility of millions of imaginations of Jiva Bhava with Upadita Adhyatma can go once for all. What are the solution for all the dreams problems? 1,000 problems are there in the dream. है ना, खाने को खाना नहीं है, कपड़े नहीं है, कोई पैसे नहीं है, नौकरी नहीं है, दुखी. Each one, if you solve one, other will come. If you solve, the other will come. Only way is what? Wake up. एक बार जागृत में आ गए, everything is gone. If wake up is not done, in the dream only you go on solving one by one problem, other keeps on coming. In the same way, if I don't wake up to my real essential self, but as a jiva only I sort out one or other problem, another will keep on coming. Therefore, solving the problems of the world is not solution. Then solving the problem called as the world is solution. How? By knowing the self on which world, including this dehadi, are projected. Discovering the self on which entire world, a part of which these dehas also are superimposed. एक मैं परमात्मा में पूरा विश्व सुपर इम्पोज्ड है, उस विश्व का एक हिस्सा है ये पांच कोश वाला देह, एंड ओनली विद दिस आइडेंटिफाइंग एंड सफरिंग. See the tragedy, and we are not ready to listen to this redeeming or liberating jnanam. Who can help us? So what Bhagavan Rama is saying is, Tattwamasyadi Mahavakyena Atmanoho Aiknya Jnanam Yada Utpannam. When the self in me is the self everywhere, when that jnanam is gained through Tattwamasyadi Mahavakya, tada, then avidya, the ignorance of karyehi, with its effect of all projections, nashyati, gets destroyed, na samshaya, there is no doubt, after which there is no samsara. No, I have to take lot of time to explain this to you, and I will take. Because the context has come. What is that? Tomorrow when we come, what is that Mahavakya? Tattvamasi is enough for us. And how that Tattvamasi Mahavakya, in our intellectual understanding, establishes oneness between the Atma and Paramatma. Intellectually, not experientially. First intellectually. First intellectually, when you are convinced, then work on that on the state of meditation. Experientially also, it will be done one day. And when I know I am that self which is permeating everywhere, the Brahma, then how can there be the avidya? How can there be avidya karya called as the upadhis? Then how can there be the upadhi tadatmya jiva? Then how can there be the jiva's kartrutva bhoktrutva? Then how can there be samsara of him, of sukha dukkha? Same example of waking from the dream. See, I did a crime in the dream. I'm caught by the police. I'm taken to the station. I'm given left and right. When I wake up, where's the police station? Where is me? Where is my crime? Where are the judges? Where the punishment given? आया थोड़ा सा धीरे धीरे, एक दिन में नहीं घुसेगा वो. See, just love everyone. There's no meaning in hating or fighting with everybody. In the pure love, there's nothing but joy. See, it's a simple thing also we can't understand in 10 lives. Simple it is, but most effective. Then how can we understand the Atma, the Brahma, the Chidabhasa in one class? Simple thing that never you get dukkha by anybody's doing. It is only by your own prarabdha. Therefore, don't blame anyone. Don't create enmity with anyone. Such a simple common sense, which is a solution of every problem, even this our dimag cannot catch. Then how can our dimag catch Aham Brahmasmi? Only to inform that we are at such a lower level from where we have to work out. We have to start working from there. Therefore, the important thing in life is values. Therefore, the important thing in life is doing our dharma. Therefore, our important thing in life is never depending on the world, never being criminal in the world. ये सब आध्यात्मिक साधना के लेटर पोर्शन में जब कुछ भी जरूरत नहीं है, शुरुआत में सिर्फ वही जरूरत है. Just like at the time of makeup, I don't need bath. But before the makeup, unless I take bath, I can't make up, no? एनी एग्जाम्पल, खाना खाने के टाइम चाकू, पतीला, या ये क्या कहते हैं उसको, ये सब की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज खाने के टाइम लैडल एनफ, प्लेट एनफ, सर्फर, बट टू मेक द खाना दे वर रिक्वायर्ड, विदाउट देम कैन यू मेक? At the time of eating food, gas stove is not required. But to make the food, without that, you can't make. So too, when we have become purified, contemplative, our life of doing dharma, values, etc., can be transcended. But before we practice, before coming to this level, unless we have practiced all of them, we are not given entry into this. Therefore, otherwise are our shastras and gurus are पागल कि पहले से विवेक वैराग्य शम दम क्यों सुना रहे हैं? सीधा ब्रह्म सुनाओ. We should think once, no? When the Upanishads or Shastras are aiming at giving us mukti by giving Brahma Vidya, वही सीधा बोलो. Why talking Rutam ja Swadhyaya, Satyam ja Swadhyaya, and tomorrow day after you will say after Aham Rukshasya Deriva, Vedamanu Chachari Honte Vasanam Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swadhyayan Ma Brahmada. अरे गुरुमान ये सब क्यों बता रहे हो? ब्रह्म बताओ. Now you understand all the Brahma Jnana listening, undeserving, unqualified fellows. How they trouble others. In each of your place, in your own circle, you have people. क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं है, लेकिन ब्रह्म ज्ञान का थियोरी है, वो ना घर का ना घाट का. Such people become such a terrible tyranny to the people around. And they don't understand it. The more Brahmajnana without qualification becomes a problem to other, that he becomes arrogant. And anything else, he talks the way Upanishad or Brahmajnana and justifies himself. There's no love, there's no concern, there's no value giving to others, importance giving to others. I am Brahman. अरे बेवकूफ, as much you are Brahman, everybody is Brahman, no? उतना भी दिमाग में नहीं चढ़ेगा उसको. क्यों? He is not purified himself. देखो द डेंजर. दैट इज वाई इट्स कॉल्ड क्षुरस्य धारा. यू अंडरस्टैंड? छुरे के ऊपर चलना. द छुरे के ऊपर चलना इज सच ए थिंग. आई टेल यू, यू एनालाइज दैट एग्जाम्पल ऑफ वॉकिंग ऑन रेजर्स एज. कि आप इधर जाओगे तो इधर खाई में गिर जाओगे, इधर जाओगे तो इधर खाई में गिर जाओगे, और उसी के ऊपर चलोगे तो पाँव कटेगा, क्योंकि वो छुरे का धारा है. सो व्हाट इज द थिंग? इधर ना फिसले, उधर ना फिसले, बिना पांव कटते हुए चलते रहे. इधर फिसना इज अहंकार में गिर जाना, इधर फिसलना इज माया में या निद्रा में चले जाना. आइदर रनिंग इनटू द ऑब्जेक्ट विद अहंकार और गोइंग इनटू माया. मतलब निद्रा तमोगुण में. जो तमस में नहीं गिरना, रजस में नहीं गिरना, और सत्व को कटने नहीं देना, बचाते हुए दैट इज अक्षरस्य धार. It's a very good example of our Upanishad. Shurasya dhara nishita duratya durgam patastat kavayo. Anyway, how much or difficult, mero to girdhar gopal dusro na koi. Now I tell you, in this mantra 52 Bhagavan says, any fellow who is not a humble devotee of mine and the devotee of my devotees, such Shatha should never be given this Brahmajnana. Oh my dear Hanumana, he will only become tyrannical, arrogant fellow, troubling himself and others. भगवान का ही. सिर्फ वो बंदा जिसमें परम भक्ति, जो विनय के रूप में, निरहंकार के रूप में है, he alone can be given the Adhyatma Jnana. Whether he takes it or not, it is harmless. But to a Shatha, who is a very arrogant fellow, never a devotee of Bhagavan, उसको ये ज्ञान देगा, भाई मिस्टेक को लिया मानो, he will become भयंकर शैतान. That is why our Rishi Muni Gurus have denied to give Brahma Jnana to everyone. And to my class, luckily, everybody doesn't come. Only 4-5 लोग आते हैं, जो सो जाते हैं. There was no problem. Therefore, finally, who is speaking? Me. Who is listening? Me. Now I understand why to these Vedanta classes don't come many, because they don't teach that. ये भगवान की कृपा है. It is not an entertainment and everybody is not qualified for it. Therefore, Bhagavan says, no, They only need Ganpati Bappa Moraya. They only need some puja japa. Unko karne do. Even if you want, I don't send them. Gurudev says that to this Vedanta, everybody will not come. Those who come, if they are sincere, they get. They are very few. Some of them not sincere, they forget, no problem. But those who are not sincere but still get, they become problem. It goes on. But still he said, "Oh, you go on doing as your sadhana." Like Tulsidas ji, Swanta Sukhaya, Tulasi Raghunatha Gata. We speak for our own Anta Sukha or Antar understanding. And the deserving people Lord sends, they will understand. And who is deserving? Parama Bhakta. Expressed as love to everyone. Expressed with all values of forgiveness और सेवा प्रेम सारे सद्गुण शोभित अंतःकरण में ही ये आत्मज्ञान जो है पनपता है और अनुभव के रूप में बदलता है. लाइक धोया हुआ पतीले में पानी दूध करो गरम, अच्छा होता है, नॉट देन फट जाता है. These are the few thoughts will be discussed tomorrow. I think Aikya Jnanam ka, as I told you, what is Tattvasi Mahavakya, because it came in the context, for 10-15 minutes we will discuss. Then Bhagavan concludes, this knowledge is not acceptable by one who is lost in the Shastra without bhakti to me. Shastra garteshu mukhyatam mad bhakti vimukhanam. See? Those who are not my devotees, without devotion to me, those are dissolved or fallen in the valley of the Shastra. ऐसे शठ व्यक्ति को ये न देना, देने से वो लेगा नहीं, लिया गया तो प्रॉब्लम ही होगा. That is why the Adhyatma Ramayan's beauty of complementing the bhakti with jnana, jnana with bhakti. And entire our Adhyatmic Shastras are like that. Even in the Vedanta, there are upasanas. Are we not studying Taittiriya? 10 अनुवाका ये उपासना छोड़ी नहीं रहा हमको, ब्रह्म विद्या शुरू ही नहीं हुआ. ये से पहले तैयार हो जाओ, then I will give you. And in other textbooks, directly Vedanta is taught. But we studied. कुछ फर्क पड़ा? In other Upanishads, already Vedanta told. Like if anybody asks me, स्वामी अभी उपासना बोल रहा, when will you tell me ब्रह्म ज्ञान? यार पहले उपनिषद में बोल दिया था, फिर मुक्ति आया क्या? That means what? We have to qualify through upasana. Then only it will come. In this way, tomorrow we'll see that portion. And if possible, Sri Mahadeva Vacha for 15-20 minutes, which gives the conclusion of this Rama HRUDAYAM. Sarvam Sri Rama Arpanamastu Om. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Vashantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Amrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Ramayana class is over. Remaining tomorrow. Now our everyday's Parayanam. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantare Amrutakalashastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Bhagyabdi Chandrika Bhakta Chittakeki Gana Gana Roga Parvata Lambholir Mrityudhar Kotarika. Om Muktiddhar Kotarika Ye Namo Namaha. Om Nasai Roga Harai Samapira Japata Nirantar Hanumata Veera. Om Sri Hanumadveera Ye Namaha. Chant. Om Namo Om Sri Hanumate Namaha. 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 ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। 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 शिवस्मरण। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गस्त्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्री लक्ष्मी नारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गस्त्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्री लक्ष्मी नारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गस्त्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्री लक्ष्मी नारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च. In today's Stotra Parayanam, we do Annapurna Stotram, Sri Lalitha Ashtakam, enough. Then tomorrow, Rajarajeshwari and Brahmarambika Tripura Sundari. One Stotram of Ganapati also we have to do. All of them are now written by Shankara Bhagwan. ओम अथ श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य कृत श्री अन्नपूर्णा स्तोत्रम श्री ललिताष्टकानां च पारायणं श्रीमातो कृपा कटाक्ष सिद्धि द्वारा अस्मिन् जन्मनेव अतिशीघ्रतया आत्मानुभव मोक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं च विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व सामरस्य विश्व ऐक्यता प्राप्त्यर्थं च ओम अथ श्री अन्नपूर्णा स्तोत्रम. There may be one or two part of Veda. No, I can't avoid it. Help it. Okay. Om. Om Nityanandakari Varabhayakari Saundarya Ratnakari Nirdhutakila Gora Pavanakari Pratyaksha Maheshwari Praleya Chalavamsha Pavanakari Kashi Puradhishwari Bhiksham Dehi Krupavalambanakari Mata Annapurneshwari नानारत्न विचित्र भूषण करी हेमांबराडंबरी मुक्ताहार विलंबमान विलसत वक्षोज कुंभांतरी काश्मीरा गुरुवासितांग कबरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलंबन करी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी योगानंदकरी रिपुक्षयकरी धर्मैकनिष्ठाकरी चंद्रार्कानलभासमानलहरी त्रैलोक्य रक्षाकरी सर्वैश्वर्यकरी तपः फलकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलंबनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी कैलासाचलकन्दरालयकरी गौरी ह्युमाशाङ्करी कौमारी निगमार्थगोचरकरी ओङ्कार बीजाक्षरी मोक्षद्वारकवाटपाटनकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी दृश्यादृश्यविभूतिपावनकरी ब्रह्मांड भाण्डोदरी लीलानाटकसूत्रखेलनकरी विज्ञान दीपाङ्कुरी श्रीविश्वेशमन प्रमोदनकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी आदिक्षान्तसमस्तवर्णनकरी शम्भुप्रिया शाङ्करी काश्मीरे त्रिपुरेश्वरी त्रिनयनी विश्वेश्वरी श्रीधरी स्वर्गद्वारकवाटपाटनकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी उर्वी सर्वजनेश्वरी जयकरी माता कृपासागरी नारी नील समान कुंतलधरी नित्यान्नदानेश्वरी साक्षान्मोक्षकरी सदा शुभकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी देवी सर्वविचित्ररत्नरचिता दाक्षायणी सुन्दरी वामे स्वादुपयोधरा प्रियकरी सौभाग्यमाहेश्वरी भक्ताभीष्टकरी सदा शुभकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी चन्द्रार्कानलकोटिकोटिसदृशी चन्द्रांशुबिम्बाधरी चन्द्रार्काग्निसमानकुण्डलधरी चन्द्रार्कवर्णेश्वरी माला पुस्तकपाशसाङ्कुशधरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी क्षत्रत्राणकरी महाभयकरी माता कृपासागरी साक्षान्मोक्षकरी सदाशिवकरी विश्वेश्वरी श्रीधरी दक्षाक्रन्दकरी निरामयकरी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलम्बनकरी मातान्नपूर्णेश्वरी अन्नपूर्णे सदा पूर्णे शङ्करप्राणवल्लभे ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यर्थं भिक्षां देहि च पार्वती माता च पार्वती देवी पिता देवो महेश्वरः बान्धवा शिवभक्ताश्च स्वदेशो भुवनत्रयम् बान्धवाः शिवभक्ताश्च स्वदेशो भुवनत्रयम् इति श्री आद्यशङ्कराचार्य कृत श्री अन्नपूर्णा स्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्। नौ श्री ललिता अष्टकम्। ओम अथ श्री आद्यशङ्कराचार्य कृत श्री ललिता अष्टकम्। ओम 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 शरणागत परिपालिनि करुणायित धिषणे करुणारस परिपूरित नयनाम्बुज चलने अरुणाम्बुज सदसी कृत मणिनूपुर चरणे ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां कमलायत तटिवासिनि कमलावति सहजे कमलाशत परिभावित नयनाम्बुज चलने कमलासन मुरशासन भवशासन विनुते ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां भवकानन गतमानुष पदवीकृत चरणे भवनाशन परकल्पित शयनार्चित नयने अवनीधर वरकार्मुक मद पल्लवलतिके ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां मदिरालसगतमानुष मदवारण गमने विलसत् नवशाबक विलसत् करकमले रदनच्छविवर निर्जित नवमौक्तिकनिकरे ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां बलसूदन मणिरञ्जित पदपङ्कजकमले अम्बुजवरवाहन बहुखेदित सुखदे अलिसङ्कुल निभकुण्ठल विरसत् शशिशिखले ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणाम् अधरी कुरु रिपुसंहृतिमति कोकिल वचने मधुराधर परिशोभित मदनान्तक हृदये अधुना सुरवनिता शत परिभावित चरणे ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां शकलीकृत दुरितेऽखिल जगतामपि शिवदे शिवमानस परिमोहन मणिनूपुर निनदे सकलागम शिरसापि च बहुतोषित महिमे ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां शमनान्तक हृदयाम्बुज तरुणारुण किरणे शमया किल दुरितानपि बहुमानय पूर्णे हमलीकुरु धिषणामपि बहु संशय दलने ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणां ललिते शिवदयिते मयि कृपणे कुरु करुणाम् इति श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य कृत श्री ललिताष्टकम्। देखो if you really know the music. I to zero, no. You can really enjoy that day of chanting of these stotras. Kitna anand hoga dekho. And the meaning also, if you know, meditation. That's why I'm telling you, once the Upanishads are over, or maybe evening one of the classes, over, maybe after Bhagavata or Adhyatma Ramayanam, every day one stotra. Badhiya sa. 10 minutes chanting, 30-40 minutes explanation. We do that. Tomorrow when we meet, we see Sri Rajarajeshwari Ashtakam, Brahmarambika Ashtakam. Now Ganapati. We do the Ashtotra Shata Nama Vadi of Ganapati today. Also the Durva Yugma Namaskara. Time to hai to Bhujanga Ganesha Stotra. Ganesha Bhujanga. Clear? Now be with me. Om Ata Shri Ganesha Krupa Kataksha Siddhyartham Shri Vigneshwara Stotra Shatanama Vadihi. I'll go little fast and you can follow. ओम विनायकाय नमः ओम विघ्नराजाय नमः ओम गौरीपुत्राय नमः ओम गणेश्वराय नमः ओम स्कंदाग्रजाय नमः ओम अव्ययाय नमः ओम पूताय नमः ओम दक्षाध्यक्षाय नमः ओम द्विजप्रियाय नमः ओम अग्निगर्भच्छिदे नमः ओम इंद्रश्रीप्रदाय नमः ओम वाणीप्रदाय नमः ओम अव्ययाय नमः ओम सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः ओम सर्वतनयाय नमः ओम सर्वरीप्रियाय नमः ओम सर्वात्मकाय नमः ओम सृष्टिकर्त्रे नमः ओम देवानीकार्चिताय नमः ओम शिवाय नमः ओम शुद्धाय नमः ओम बुद्धिप्रियाय नमः ओम शांताय नमः ओम ब्रह्मचारिणे नमः ओम गजाननाय नमः ओम द्वैमात्रेणाय नमः ओम मुनिस्तुत्याय नमः ओम भक्तविघ्नविनाशकाय नमः ओम एकदन्ताय नमः ओम चतुर्बाहवे नमः ओम चतुराय नमः ओम शक्ति संयुताय नमः ओम लंबोदराय नमः ओम शूपकर्णाय नमः ओम हरये नमः ओम ब्रह्मविदे नमः ओम उत्तमाय नमः ओम कालाय नमः ओम ग्रहपतये नमः ओम कामिने नमः ओम सोम सूर्याग्निलोचनाय नमः ओम पाशांकुशधराय नमः ओम चंडाय नमः ओम गुणातीताय नमः ओम निरंजनाय नमः ओम अकल्मषाय नमः ओम स्वयं सिद्धाय नमः ओम सिद्धार्चित पदाम्बुजाय नमः ओम बीजपूर फलासक्ताय नमः ओम वरदाय नमः ओम शाश्वताय नमः ओम कृतिने नमः ओम द्विजप्रियाय नमः ओम वीतभयाय नमः ओम गदिने नमः ओम चक्रिणे नमः ओम इक्षुचापद्धृते नमः ओम श्रीदाय नमः ओम अजाय नमः उत्पलकराय नमः ओम श्रीवतये नमः ओम स्तुतिहर्षिताय नमः ओम कुलाद्रिभेत्रे नमः ओम जटिलाय नमः ओम कलिकल्मषनाशनाय नमः ओम चंद्रचूडामणे नमः ओम कांताय नमः ओम पापहारिणे नमः ओम समाहिताय नमः ओम आश्रित श्रीकराय नमः ओम सौम्याय नमः ओम भक्तवांछितदायकाय नमः ओम शांताय नमः ओम कैवल्य सुखदाय नमः ओम सच्चिदानंद विग्रहाय नमः ओम ज्ञानिने नमः ओम दयायुताय नमः ओम दान्ताय नमः ओम ब्रह्मद्वेष विवर्जिताय नमः ओम प्रमत्त दैत्य भयदाय नमः ओम श्री कंठाय नमः ओम विबुधेश्वराय नमः ओम ब्रह्मार्चिताय नमः ओम निधये नमः ओम नागराज यज्ञोपवीतये नमः ओम स्थूलकंठाय नमः ओम स्वयं कर्त्रे नमः ओम सामघोषप्रियाय नमः ओम परस्मै नमः ओम स्थूलतुण्डाय नमः ओम अग्रण्ये नमः ओम धीराय नमः ओम वागीशाय नमः ओम सिद्धिदायकाय नमः ओम दूर्वाविलप्रियाय नमः ओम अव्यक्तमूर्तये नमः ओम अद्भुतमूर्तिमते नमः ओम शैलेन्द्र तनुजोत्संग केलनोत्सुक मानसाय नमः ओम स्वलावण्य सुधा सारसित मन्मथ विग्रहाय नमः ओम समस्त जगदाधाराय नमः ओम मायिने नमः ओम मूषक वाहनाय नमः ओम हृष्टाय नमः ओम दुष्टाय नमः ओम प्रसन्नात्मने नमः ओम सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायकाय नमः ओम श्री विघ्नेश्वराय नमः ओम गणाधिपाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम महापुत्राय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम अगनाशनाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम एकदन्ताय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम विभक्ताय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम मूषक वाहनाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम विनायकाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम ईशपुत्राय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम कुमारगुरवे नमः दूर्वायुग्मेन पूजयामि ओम गणाधिपते नमस्तेस्तु महापुत्रागनाशना एकदन्तेव वक्त्रेति तथा मूषकवाहना विनायक ईशपुत्रेति सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायका कुमारगुरे तुभ्यं पूजयामि प्रयत्नतः इति श्री विनायक दूर्वायुग्म पूजा ओम अथ श्री गणेश भुजंग स्तोत्रम ओम रणक्षुद्रघंटा निनादाभिरामं चलत्तांडवोद्दंडवत् पद्मतालं लसत्तुंदिलांगो परिव्यालहारं गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे ध्वनिध्वंसवीणालयोल्लासिवक्त्रं स्फुरच्चुण्डदण्डोल्लसद्बीजपूरं गलद्दर्पसौगन्ध्यलोलाविमालं गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे प्रकाशज्जपारक्तरत्नप्रसून प्रबालप्रभातारुणज्योतिरेकं प्रलम्बोदरं वक्रतुण्डैकदन्तं गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे विचित्रस्फुरद्रत्नमाला किरीटं किरीटोल्लसच्चन्द्ररेखाविभूषं विभूषैकभूषं भवध्वंसहेतुं गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे उदञ्चद्भुजावल्लरी दृश्यमूलो चलद्भ्रूलता विभ्रमभ्राजदक्षं मरुत्सुन्दरी चामरैः सेव्यमानं गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे स्फुरन्निष्ठुरालोलपिङ्गाक्षितारं कृपाकोमलोदारलीलावतारं कलाबिन्दुगं गीयते योगिवर्यैः गणाधीशमीशानसूनुं तमीडे यमेकाक्षरं निर्मलं निर्विकल्पं गुणातीतमानन्दमाकारशून्यं परं पारमोङ्कारमाम्नाय गर्भं वदन्ति प्रगल्भं पुराणं तमीडे चिदानन्दसान्द्राय शान्ताय तुभ्यं नमो विश्वकर्त्रे च हर्त्रे च तुभ्यं नमोऽनन्तलीलाय कैवल्यभासे नमो विश्वबीजप्रसीदेश सूनो इमं संस्तवं प्रातरुत्थाय भक्त्या पठेद्यस्तु मर्त्यो लभेत् सर्वकामान् गणेशप्रसादेन सिद्ध्यन्ति वाचः गणेशे विभौ दुर्लभं किं प्रसन्ने गणेशे विभौ दुर्लभं किं प्रसन्ने गणेशे विभौ दुर्लभं किं प्रसन्ने इति श्री आद्यशंकराचार्य विरचितं श्री गणेशभुजंग स्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम् ओम गणेशमेकदन्तं च हेरम्बं विघ्ननायकं लंबोदरं शूर्पकर्णं गजवक्त्रं गुहाग्रजम् ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गणपते वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा सर्वं श्री महागणपतिचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् देवसहितपरस्वात्यन्तर्जन्मञ्चामि प्राणाय पानाय व्यानाय उदानाय समानाय ब्रह्मणे ब्रह्मार्पणम् ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन्मोहन कृष्ण बाल गोपाल कृष्ण भव्य मंगलम वेणुगानलोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्त जनार्दन परमदया वाद्मुक्तंदायक गीतामृतदातमय योगी जपारसाल कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम राम सर्वमंगल गुणमंगलम तत्र भूयवातारक निमा वितमतमे वानुत्सव नारायण ज्वान गागरदा सीतावदा भार्या सुदमाशनो ब्रह्माद्य मंगल गुरुदेव ब्रह्मलोकाला येरिमे गुरु पूर्वमला सुप्रमदया ओम यज्ञ रामचंद्र बोल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधावर कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय उमावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय रामायण महाभारत भागवत उपनिषद गीता ब्रह्मसूत्र योगवाद इष्टपातंजय अध्यात्म रामायण शिवस्पुराण सुत संहिता समस्त सनातन संस्कृत पुराण इतिहास की जय बोलो भाई विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि तुलसीदास आदि रामायणाचार्य की जय वेदव्यास ऋषिमुनि याज्ञवल्क्यादि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय बोलो वेद व्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम कीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम अम्बे अम्बे माता की जय आज के आनंद की जय बोल सिद्धि विनायक भगवान की जय समस्त भक्त श्रोता साधक जिज्ञासु मंडल की जय ओम नमो नारायण Thank you. We'll conclude today. One more day at the feet of the Lord. भगवान जल्द से जल्द सारा ज्ञान हो जाए हमारा ताकि मुक्त जीवन जिए हम ओम